Hey, welcome to the Morning Mix podcast with Chris, Nikki Whip, and Violetta. Today, we learned many people have really cool things in their house, including you, Nikki.
Yeah, we bought our house during COVID, so we missed bars, so we built a bar.
Yeah, why not? Some people are building a bar and even putting in urinals.
I mean, that's the next level.
That's fun. We also worked with you to raise money in our fight against breast cancer. You can do that right now. If you text the word donate to 312-233-1019, you can make a donation. Today alone, we raised $4,000. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Help us raise even more money. And please enjoy the Morning Mix podcast. What is the best horror movie? It's spooky season. We've got our first actual fall-feeling weekend. It's a nice time to snuggle up under a blanket and watch something spooky. What's it going to be? Text it to us at 312-233-1019, 630, The Exorcism of Emily Rose.
Okay.
No thanks. Paranormal Activity, 630. Erica says Hellraiser.
Yep.
Never saw Hellraiser, but would always see the box at Blockbuster, and it was the guy with all the pins in his face.
Yeah.
No thanks.
His name was Pinhead, I think.
I think you're right.
I'm not even joking.
Yeah,
I
makes
think
sense.
it actually was Pinhead.
And I always got confused because there was an MTV VJ. I think his name was Matt Pinfield.
Pinfield.
He's still
around?
He's still kicking.
He's still on MTV.
Still around.
He
Maybe.
does radio.
Yeah.
Oh,
There you go.
Hey, those who
He got put in his place.
you know what I mean? Those who can do, those who can't do radio.
Uh-huh.
You know, here we are. What can you do? 630 Pet Cemetery. That's scary. Yeah.
Yeah.
Trucker Greg really likes American Werewolf in London.
Ooh, yeah. What are the John Landis?
John Landis,
Great.
okay. 219. Oh, man, we watched this one in high school, and I didn't want to do it. The Ring. The Ring. The girl comes out of the TV all weird. Ugh.
Right.
Now people just do that in music videos, and that was very scary. 847, starring this one. No edit there. She loves Scream. Scream I can do. Scream's a little more campy and fun and like a little like very teen-esque. That and like I Know What You Did Last Summer. Those are a little more palatable, I would say. For me, that's kind of the level of scare I'm at. I don't even like some of the Treehouse of Terrors on Simpsons.
Yeah.
Look, I'll say it so you guys don't have to. I'm pretty soft.
Okay.
Yeah. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original, says 312. That's Leatherface.
In the 70s.
Yeah. And not George Hamilton Leatherface, like the actual.
Ha.
Thank you. It's a joke for my grandma. 630, any Chucky movie.
Those are almost funny,
They
too.
are kind of. Yeah, and they made a Chucky show now.
Yeah.
There's like a little Chucky show.
Really?
Yeah. I don't think that's from that. Sorry. The Conjuring, 773, and Insidious. Ugh. Best horror movie of all time, 815, my wedding video.
Oh, look at that.
Comedy.
I kind of like that. 219. Oh, Chris, you know what? I watched a similar movie to The Hills Have Eyes on Skinemax. It was The Hills Have Thighs. Very scary.
Good
I'll have to
title.
Google that one on my non-work computer.
Yeah.
Hills have thighs.
Not bad, not bad. 630, Beetlejuice. See, now we're in line. That's
Right.
fun. It's goofy. They're making another one eventually. The Omen, 219. That's old, right? Omen, the original.
Yeah.
Didn't they redo a version
I
of
think
it?
they did. I feel like they've redone so
Almost
many.
all
Yeah,
of the-
it's like hard to, yeah.
Yeah.
815, The Descent. They just, don't they go into like a hole?
They better
They descend.
be asking for money back if they
Yeah,
don't.
watch out. 630, The Nun. Nun 2 just came out a couple of weeks
Yeah.
ago. The Nun. 847, Jeepers Creepers. Where'd you get those peepers? Jeepers Creepers. Very scary for people. Child's Play. That's the Chucky one.
That's right. That's the original.
You might
That's
like
not it.
Goosebumps. I feel like you could handle Goosebumps with Jack Black.
1,000%.
Okay.
R.L. Stein.
That's what I mean. So that's kind of
Yeah.
That's one you could
Less of
watch.
an author, more of a poet, that guy. Really defined a generation.
Yeah.
And then Jack Black's in there, you said, right?
The movie, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I could get into that.
think.
Or like Hubie Halloween with Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
I could
right.
do that, right? Best horror movie, The Santa Claus with Tim Allen.
What?
You never see it coming. A guy dies, and then he has to leave his family.
I don't think they were listening to
You
us at
know?
all.
I think it's subjective.
Okay.
Event Horizon. I don't know what that one is. That's scary. The original Halloween with Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah.
That one's very scary. There she is. And what may be, for many people, the greatest of all time when it comes to horror movies, many people, Psycho.
Yep.
Maybe not the one with Vince Vaughn, but the
Yeah.
original one. And then they did the Norman Bates series, which was really good.
That was great.
Yeah.
I was
Vera
just gonna say.
Farmiga.
Yeah.
From Chicago to your device, this is the Morning Mix Podcast.
A Minneapolis police officer recently pulled over a driver. As she approached the window, the driver was like, "Hey, I know you. I know you really well. I pay $29.99 a month to watch you and your husband do the dirty on OnlyFans." And then Minneapolis PD figured it out, and they were like, well, we got to investigate. Is this allowed? Like, we don't even know. There's no rule for this. Are you allowed to do this?
Doesn't change the fact that he was going 90 to 55.
Exactly right.
Like, whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What does one got to do with the other, buddy?
Sorry, buddy. You go too fast. You get ticket. And that's what happens. But do you have a cool side gig? Because it's interesting. Her side gig. She's a cop, but she and her husband are, posting some photos and videos of themselves. Hi, Becca. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good. How are you?
We're doing really well. Now, you have a cool side gig. Let me ask you, what's your normal, your day-to-day job?
My normal job is an art teacher. I teach middle school.
Okay, art teacher. And what is your cool side gig?
I work at a winery as a tasting room associate.
Wow, great
that's
side
very
job.
nice.
And that sounds fancy. You're an associate.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Now, is it nearby? I have a guess on the winery, but I don't want to be wrong. What winery are you working with?
It's in Wheeling. It's called Linfred Winery.
That was the one I was going to guess.
Oh,
do you know a guy by the name of Matt Phillips?
I do, yeah.
Yeah. Matt and I went to high school together, and he
Really?
works at Linford Winery.
No way.
What are the
Oh
odds?
my gosh, that's so funny.
Yeah, he's the best.
There are two of those then,
Yeah.
right? There's two Linfreds because there's one over in
There's 3
Bloomingdale.
locations.
Oh, 3?
Yeah, they've
there's
expanded.
One in
Wow.
Highland Park and then one in Roselle, so 3
Roselle,
total.
Becca,
Wow.
can Violetta and I go work with you?
Please come and visit anytime.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
You get
awesome.
A lot of great perks.
How did you fall into working at the winery being a middle school teacher?
I was kind of just looking for something to do over the summer and just reached out to a couple different wineries, and they were hiring, and there are lots of great perks to get wine, which I need as a teacher. So it's
I
just
love
like a great
that.
side gig.
Do you have any aspirations to go all the way to sommelier and do all the training and all that stuff?
Probably don't have time to go all the way, but we'll keep taking trips to Napa and keep trying to enjoy wine just on the side.
And
dang.
use that art to create a beautiful label. That's the next
there
thing.
you go.
Get your work on a bottle.
I do the chalkboards at the winery, so I get to make little images to advertise our events coming up. So I'm still using my art skills there, which is awesome.
Becca, let me ask you a question live on the air here. We had a morning mix line of coffee, and it was delicious coffee with Passion House Coffee Roasters. Boy, it really almost feels more like we should have some kind of custom morning mix bottle of wine. Yeah. Is that something that we could work with Linford Wineries and you, Becca, on a limited edition type of morning mix wine?
Maybe. I'm
Okay.
sure Matt Phillips would love to talk more about
We got a
that.
couple of ins here. We got Becca. We got Matt Phillips. Matt Phillips has a name. You can't just say Matt. You got to say his whole name.
You're
No.
right.
Okay, Becca, we're going to put you on hold. Swine's going to get your info. We're going to need to follow up here because I think a morning mix wine,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Be kind of nice.
Yeah.
Maybe for the holiday season.
And Becca designs the label. I
Yeah,
love
Becca
it.
designs the label. Okay.
Totally.
And we drink it. You don't have to
Yeah.
drink it this time. You
All of a
just make
sudden-
the label.
Yeah. Becca's like, guys, this is my side gig. Calm down.
Yeah.
Hang on a second. All right, Becca, stay right there. Very cool. So she's a teacher who works on the side at a winery. Hi, Amy. How are you this morning?
Good, how are you?
We're doing really well. This is a fun one. Now, what's your normal job? What's your day-to-day?
I'm a school bus aide for special needs kids.
Fantastic. And then what do you do on the side, Amy?
I make erotic cakes for friends and coworkers.
There we go. For friends and coworkers. Now, when you say erotic cakes, I'm guessing you got a lot of wiener cakes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And what else? Like booby cakes? Like what else?
No, just the first one.
Okay, just wiener cakes.
Okay.
That's it. I got one mold.
I specialize in the wiener cake.
Now, are they all? Do you do like in real life? Do you do all shapes and varieties, or is there just one specific wiener cake?
Well, yeah, like different colors if they wanted that. But,
Okay.
yeah.
So what kind of events are people ordering these for?
Usually birthdays.
Okay. Now, I know with the previous caller, Becca, we talked about a morning mix line of wine. I don't know if we want wiener cake. We don't want a wiener cake, guys? No?
No, you got a birthday coming up.
Yeah.
I think we might be giving Amy a call.
Tell you what, guys, this is a hard one. This is a hard one. Now, the mold you have, how did you acquire the mold? Did you create the mold? Do you just buy it on Amazon?
Yeah. No, I just sculpted from scratch. I just use hands. I don't use a mold.
So each one's custom, and you go ahead and just use your hands to work it out.
Pretty much,
Yeah.
Just a couple of square square pans and round pans.
Yeah, and then you just really get in there and rub it together.
The square one's kind of concerning me a little
me
bit.
too,
actually.
a little bit. Although I had a friend in high school.
Really?
Oh, sure.
Well, she
Now,
cuts things
Well,
out. I
you,
think.
you cut it in half and you stack it. It's like a rectangle.
girl, it's like you're in my house. Hang on a second.
Oh, wow. The rectangular doesn't make it any better.
Now, Amy, how much like detail is going into these bad boys?
I did some veins and
Oh.
fake hair.
Oh, I don't want that question actually answered.
Christopher, we got enough.
Guys,
We all know,
That's
okay?
what
We
they
don't
asked
need.
for.
that's what we asked. That's what
That's
they
what
want.
asked for.
Yeah.
We're giving
Yeah,
the people
They
what they
asked
want.
for.
Why did everybody?
They even
Why are you all
want
turning your
the
mics
lights
off? What's going on? You're gonna leave me out here alone? Me and Amy in the cold? Look at this small cake shriveling up. This is crazy. Amy, well, thank you so much for calling, and thanks for making the cakes. Do me a favor, and please do not send us one, okay?
Okay.
All right, so her side gig is making erotic cakes. Guys, you never would have seen that coming.
Whip just left.
Yeah,
He's
oh,
gone.
back. Now you're back.
Yeah.
I don't know if I should be back.
Can you imagine you're at a party and she flops that thing down on the table? By God. I hope she brings them to like Thanksgiving and stuff just for fun.
I
you
get
know?
the feeling she does.
I got to think it's going to be a fun
get
little
the
party
feeling
trick.
She was actually dying for this.
Yeah.
She's been waiting for this question her whole radio listening
Yeah.
life, and finally she got the chance.
Good for her.
You're listening to the Morning Mix podcast.
There's a woman online who was given a tour of her home, and people were kind of blown away by something. She's got a toilet in there. It's kind of
Wow.
nice.
Okay.
Pretty cool, right?
Fancy.
Very fancy. However, the toilet is at the very top of a very small staircase. You go up the staircase, and at the top of it is just a toilet and a mirror.
What?
Little water closet. So you can, pay attention to yourself whilst you're in there doing your business.
Okay.
A tiny little toilet at the top of a staircase, and that's all that's up there. You go up the stairs, and there's a turtlet there.
Okay.
Just waiting for you. Now, Nikki, I'm sincerely envious because, A, you guys have a basement. We don't have a basement, and we want a basement because we feel like we could throw all the toys down there, and that could be the playroom. Well, we don't have that. But you guys have a basement, and not only that, you've made the basement insanely cool.
Well, thanks. Yeah, so we call it the Lodge. So we got our house when COVID first started, and I missed the bar. We missed the bars. So we were like, it was this unfinished basement with this crazy, awful, kind of weird wood paneling. So we're like, let's make a bar. So I hit Facebook Market up a lot.
Nice.
And then we stained it. And so now it's a Wisconsin Lodge bar, we call it. So it's actually got a bar seats, a little table, a card table. It's got a, what do you call it, like the Tiffany light, the card light.
Chandelier
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
The chandelier.
Yeah.
I'll post a picture of it, but it's fun. So we made a habit now of like, we miss going to sports bars and watching games,
Right.
so we would watch them down there. And so it is pretty funny to watch people go down there the first time, because some people are like, "Oh my God, this is amazing." Other people are like, "What is wrong
What
with
the
you?"
hell is that? Why did they live?
Designer did that.
Did the people who did Bennigan's come in
It
here?
was we had to make a call, and it was either going to be like the lodge, which was what we went with
Right.
my family in Michigan and Wisconsin. They hunt, so we actually have like a deer head that
Oh,
they
wow.
have venison, so we did the whole thing.
Oh, dear.
So we got that, or we were going to do like the shiplap,
Yeah.
just modern, and we were like,
No, you went the right way. I'm not going to brag, but I've been in
You
Nikki's
have?
basement.
Yeah, show off.
I know, and it's so cozy down there, and you do feel like you belly up to the bar because it's a real bar,
Yeah.
and stools that swivel, and I'm just like swiveling. I'm like, yeah, I'll take another beer.
Why
like,
not?
This is so fun.
It was so fun. Yeah, and Violetta sat there and we're like, what do you want? And we're
Right.
watching Super Bowl. It was
Yeah.
the Super Bowl game. It was great.
Do you guys have a kegerator or anything down there? Or just like a fridge?
We have an ice maker. We just got an ice maker now. We have a fridge. We have a wine cooler. Yeah.
Wow.
There's a wine closet too, isn't there?
Yeah.
Under
yeah.
the stairs.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, they moved their son under the stairs, and they have the wine closet now. It's his old bedroom.
But yeah, it was fun. It was cool because it was such a weird space.
Yeah.
And had weird wood, and like no one knew what to do with it. And so we were like, forget it. Let's just make it a lodge.
Yeah.
You got something cool in your house? Nikki has an entire, very cool themed bar lodge in the basement. It's like walking into somewhere around the Wisconsin Dells. You walk in, you're like, my God, this is awesome. 312-233-1019. You got something cool in your house. Hey, Kyle. How you doing this morning?
Hey, good morning. I'm great. How about yourself?
We're doing all right. What do you have at your house?
So this is actually just outside my house, and I've got a real grass fairway and putting green in my backyard. And I should have called earlier because I'm a teacher, and I work my butt off, and it takes a lot of work to maintain this. But I I've got a couple different mowers I use, so I've got the grass cut really short like a golf course, and everybody who walks by our house stops to touch the grass and see if it's real or not.
So did you have to plant specific grass in the yard to get it to the level it's at? Like, did you have to start from scratch with dirt?
I did. Yes, I did. So it's perennial ryegrass like they have at Augusta for the Masters.
Oh, my God.
So over the years, I've had to level it out. It's like a pool table of perfect grass. It's so awesome. I love it.
What do you do around now? Because it's going to start getting cold. How does it hold up throughout winter?
You know what? Honestly, right now is the best time for cool season grass like we have. So it really thrives now. The summertime is where it's really stressed out because of all the heat. So I have to really water it a lot. And, yeah, going into the wintertime, it stays green until pretty much January. When you cut it really low like that, it stays really nice and green.
Wow. All right, so Kyle's got a whole Augusta-style putting green and small fairway in his yard.
That's crazy.
That's awesome.
It's really crazy.
You can tell he sounds so proud.
Yeah, he's got all the
exactly.
stuff. Hi, Alyssa. How are you this morning?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing really well, but I kind of want to bring my daughter to your house because she likes to climb things. What do you guys have?
We have a climbing wall in our basement.
That's awesome. I feel like I've seen these on like parent TikTok where people have built cool. Is this for adults or kids?
Both, all the above. So during COVID, when my kids were little, my husband built a climbing wall, and the walls are at different angles because obviously the height can only go so high. It's a basement. So the walls are at different angles. There's monkey bars. There's a rope swing. There are pipes, metal pipes that you can kind of shimmy across.
Wow.
So it kept our kids very occupied when they were young.
And now you guys host birthday parties there?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You can rent out Alyssa's basement.
It's like Ultimate Ninja in the basement.
It really is. Okay, that's awesome. They've got like bouldering and all sorts of stuff. Now we go here to Christina. Good morning. How are you, Christina?
Good morning. How are you?
We're doing all right. What do you guys have in the house that's so cool?
So going off of Nikki, during COVID, we had our garage redone. We had like a professional heater installed. We have a 65-inch TV, a mini fridge. And actually, next month, as a surprise, I'm getting a urinal installed for my husband.
That's it.
Wow.
That's the piece de resistance right there, yeah.
Have you guys had conversations about him wanting a urinal, or do you just have a sixth sense about this?
Oh, he actually wants one. Like, he has his buddies come over and smoke cigars. And I'm like, well, this is a win-win because then they don't come inside the house. There's no reason for them to come in the house now. So
Unbelievable.
And if it's the garage, too, were they ever, like, walking outside and just peeing on the
Yeah, just
yard?
peeing on the
And
side
you're
of the
like, guys.
We got to stop doing that, guys.
a little more sophisticated. By the way, go Wheat North Falcons. We'll be there tonight.
Hey, us too!
nice.
All right. Awesome. We
Come
will
say
see
hi.
you. Yeah, about 12 hours from now, we'll be at Wheaton North with you, Christina. Let's go Falcons. It's going to be a blast tonight. We'll be out there at Wheaton North. Thank you so much, everybody. What cool, interesting things in their houses.
Maybe we swing by Christina's garage after the game.
Yeah.
Just saying.
From Chicago to your device, this is the Morning Mix Podcast.
We got to go over to your street. Hey, guys, come on down. We got a lot of fun planned tonight. Just make a left at Big Hairy Dick Road. What? Now, this is the real road. It's a real road. That's why we're reporting on it. And it's in Ontario. We got a lot of fun texts. Michigan has a lot of really great street names. It says in 847. Nikki, can you confirm?
Big Beaver.
That's what they said.
Yeah.
No.
And you guys, I'm not even kidding. The exit on the highway, it's 69.
Wait, Big Beaver's exit
Big
is 69.
Beaver's Road is a true road in Michigan, and the exit off the highway is 69.
Can you imagine? Tony lives on Longwood. Can you imagine if Big Beaver and Longwood were intersecting at any point?
Yeah.
Is that far? Can I go there? 'Cause I want to take a picture.
There's also a city called Climax.
I don't
And
know
we're
what
out of
that's
time.
like.
That's a little bit. That's a little more
That's hard
explainable.
to find.
Yeah.
That one's hard to find,
Yeah,
right?
for some people, very hard to find.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike, how are you this morning?
Doing great. How you guys doing?
I feel like you're always doing great. What street do you live on, Mike?
I live on Carefree Avenue.
What township is that in?
That's in Orland.
Orland on Carefree Avenue. Okay, I like that one. Carefree Avenue. Very relaxed, very enjoyable. Hi, Angela.
Hi, how are you?
Doing really well. You've kind of got like a London vibe for the street you live on, Angela. What do you live on?
Yes, I love it. I live on Piccadilly Circle.
Piccadilly Circle. Hello. That's one of the big underground tube stops in London. Now, where's Piccadilly Circle at? What town are you in?
I'm in Mount Prospect.
Hey, hometown heroes. We love it.
Yes.
How long have you guys been on
Awesome.
Piccadilly Circle?
We've been here for 22 years.
There you go.
And I don't want to move because I just love the name of the street.
Yeah, you're not going to get much better than that.
That's
you can't
very
leave Piccadilly.
highbrow.
It is very highbrow. Oh, yes, hello.
Piccadilly
yes,
Circle.
So you have at Piccadilly. Peach ball.
It does make you want a pickle, though.
Doesn't it? Yeah. Or at least a dilly.
Yes.
Hi, Jessica. How are you this morning?
I'm great. How are you guys?
I love it. We're having a great morning, and boy, do you live on a nice street. Just a nice, relaxing. What's the name of the street you live on, Jessica?
It's a very soft corn vibe. Honest Pleasure Lane.
Honest pleasure.
Honest pleasure.
And how do you come by your pleasure? Honestly. Okay, Honest Pleasure Lane. Where can we find Honest Pleasure? What town do you live in, Jessica?
It's in Naperville.
Naperville, of course.
Of course it is.
Everybody's out there with their pineapples and their Naper
dang.
thrilling each other on Honest Pleasure Lane.
And they're all honest about their swinging.
They have to be, or
Yeah.
else you can't be a part of the culture, man. That's the lifestyle. I've heard it called that. Oh, do you guys live the lifestyle? What?
You live honest pleasure.
Yeah, Honest Pleasure Lane. Yeah. You can find us on Longwood.
Of course.
Hi, Ed. How are you this morning?
Good morning. How about you guys?
Doing well, man. Now, are you in the city with this one?
Yeah, I used to live back in the day on a street called Whipple Street.
Whipple.
Yeah, Whipple.
Yeah, Whipple's a fun one. I like Whipple. Whipple Street's always fun. Yeah, make a left at Whipple. Oh, man, I whipped around over there. It was crazy. And Whip actually gets to park for free on Whipple.
I do. I
On any
really
Whipple.
just need a reason to go over there.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And finally, hi, Stephanie. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Doing really well. I wonder if Kiefer Sutherland has ever seen this street, Stephanie. What was the name of the lane?
It was called Lost Boy Lane.
Lost Boy Lane.
I know. I was looking for a home with my husband one day, and the realtor was like, "You know what? There's this really nice home. Come on, see it." And it was beautiful. But I just couldn't live on Lost Boy Lane.
Oh, really?
So you didn't buy the house?
Deal breaker.
I did not. No, I thought that was enough to be a deal breaker for me.
So what street did you end up on?
We ended up on Carriage Hill Road.
Yeah.
It's got a nicer ring to
Much
it.
more
Classic,
friendly.
beautiful, yeah.
Yeah.
I might think about Lost Boy Lane. Maybe go over there.
You're listening to the Morning Mix podcast.
We're at the bar. We're tearing it up. We're having a good time. We're on like our 2-drink minimum. And then somebody stands up and they're like, guess what, guys? Drinks on me! Let's go!
It could happen this weekend. You finish the marathon. You're
Yes.
like, dude, my first marathon.
I think so.
Let's go!
Yeah.
Buffalo Wild Wings has never had this much excitement. Like, what? It's crazy. This Rosati's is nuts. I just bought us all beer. Holy cow. Have you ever been that person or lucky enough to be in the bar when it happened?
Yeah.
Someone stood up and said, hey, drinks for everybody. Hey, Bill, how are you this morning?
I'm doing great. How you guys doing?
We're doing all right. You were at a bar and this happened?
I was actually at a bar on National Oyster Day in Wicker Park
Okay.
with my brother and a bunch of his friends. And I didn't order drinks for the whole bar, but they brought the menu over, and it was a bar menu, right? But we opened it up, and I said to the server, I said, give me everything on the right-hand side of the menu. So they brought everything that they had on the entire right-hand side of the menu, all the food that they had there. So we fed the entire bar with all the appetizers that they made.
Oh, that's awesome.
Amazing.
Were any of them oysters?
No, we had already done the oysters.
Okay,
so
got
funny
it.
enough, we were all full of oysters, and then we got a bunch of appetizers on.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to hold the oysters down in there with like wings and mozzarella sticks and stuff. That's kind of a fun twist.
That sounds like a dream.
Apps for everybody. And now, Stevie, good morning. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
We're great. Stevie, you were on a flight. Where were you flying from?
I was flying from Chicago to Vegas.
Okay, Chicago to Vegas. And what happened on the flight?
I was a flight attendant, and one of the guys in first class said that he wanted to buy a drink for everybody on the plane, and it was a totally full flight.
That is cool.
Did you get on the PA then? And we're like, hey, everybody, drinks on
No,
1D.
well, yeah, somebody did. I didn't. But, you know.
Yeah, he was
him a
not a
D.
D,
Come
Nikki.
on,
He
he's
was
a
not
nice
1D.
guy.
1A. I'm
1A.
sorry. 1A.
He's a nice guy. He doesn't
So-
deserve that.
One of the other attendants announced to the flight that this gentleman is buying everybody cocktails.
Yeah.
Now, what would be the closing bill for that if you could roughly estimate? How much would that cost to buy everybody on the flight?
Idea.
Like a couple
No
grand
idea.
or like a few?
Yeah,
like,
probably.
Right? All right.
And then
Then he gave every flight attendant $100. It was a great flight.
Oh my
What's weird is there was a phone number written on each $100 bill. Yeah, very weird.
Yeah, that was what it was.
Was this guy like a frequent flyer? Did you recognize this person? Were they a celebrity or an
No,
athlete
he
or
was
anything?
He was just a dude.
Just some dude out there living the
Yeah.
dream.
Yeah, he
Oh,
was
it
on
was
his way to
Swanee?
Vegas to make it big.
It was Swanee, which is actually why he's still working here. He's paying back the tab, in fact, which is
Yeah.
crazy. Well, Stevie, that's awesome. So are you a flight attendant now, or you were on the flight?
I was a flight attendant. I'm not any longer.
Okay. Well, here's what we're going to
This
do.
was back in the 80s. Money was fresh.
Money was fresh and the drinks were full,
Crazy
baby.
stuff happened.
Don't even ask me what happened in the
forget
bathroom
about it.
in the 80s.
They
It was
let the guy,
crazy.
they let the
Who
guy fly the
knows?
plane for like 10 minutes after that, just as a nice little thank you.
Yeah, why not?
Testing 1 2 1 2. Sound check. Sound check. This is Nikki's sound check on the morning mix.
First, we got to do the Taylor news. Okay, let's just.
Have
There's
to.
there's a lot. It's really all we're going to talk about. First off, Dancing with the Stars, Taylor Swift night. It's
Really?
coming. They want people to watch. So what do
Mraz
you
is
do?
gonna eat that up.
Seriously.
Nom, 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 nom.
They're not saying exactly when it's going to happen, but it has pretty much been confirmed. They're going to be having a Taylor Swift week, And I love that they're like, we're going to have a Taylor Swift week. Am I allowed to say that? And you're like, yeah, okay. Yeah, so,
yeah.
Anyway.
It's not going to be there.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's the hope, right? So look for that. And then more Taylor Swift news. We're giving away passes to go see the movie, the Eras Tour
That's
movie, next weekend. Wow.
Yeah, the
And
14th.
we're just contributing to the wealth here. So $100 million. Taylor Swift's Eras Tour concert has broken records with over $100 million in advance ticket sales.
Jeez.
Just think about that. We haven't even put the $1 billion tour over here. And then you got $100 million in advance ticket sales for the movie. So the question is what face or what bill is her face going to go on? Are we going to have
Literally.
a $13 bill? Are we going to make
we
a
should.
$13 bill?
There you go. That's
And
a good
just
idea.
do it. Let's just
Wow.
start printing them now,
It's a great
right?
plan.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
So anyway, just
How
look
old
for
do you
that.
gotta be to actually run for president? 35,
35, right? 35,
So
yeah.
she's, what is she, a year
33,
away?
yeah,
Oh,
so-
2 years away. Okay, well, look out, world.
Yeah.
Just crazy. And then the other final Taylor news. This one's kind of interesting. So we talked about this earlier in the week. So when you guys might have heard she went to a football game. She went to
Taylor did?
Yeah. She was. I love when, by the way, they talk about it and they're like, she was spotted. You're not spotted when you're waving everywhere, but sure.
Yeah,
So anyway,
right,
yeah.
We found her. How did we do that?
Hey, we just noticed that person on fire over there. I'm like, what? I think they...
So anyway, we talked about how they were airing commercials for the Eras Tour movie during the football games, and we
insider
were all
trading.
kind of like, but it's selling, you know what I mean? It's sold out everywhere.
Right.
Why are they running ads? Turns out a lot of those ads were kind of given. They were encouraged, let's say. So basically, it sounds like the NFL kind of pushed through these ads and encouraged people carrying the games to run them. This is all people are speculating just to build the case for a Super Bowl halftime performance for next year.
Okay.
So does this make sense what I'm saying? So you
Yeah.
saw that ad for the movie and you're like, I don't know why they're even advertising this. They don't need to. It's
Yeah.
selling everywhere.
Yeah.
It was basically like they put that spot together and then the NFL supposedly pushed it out and then was like, you know what? If you guys know what's good for you, you might find a little 30-second spot to run this.
Poor Usher.
Interesting.
I know.
Poor
What a weird thing.
Poor guy.
Well, also just the NFL expanding its footprint, which
Yeah.
is already gigantic, but grabbing the Swifties and maybe a couple of them watch some games and go, this is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Right.
Boom.
Well, and it's pretty well known. It's not like the NFL likes to give away advertising time
No.
to anyone ever.
Yeah, we've
you know?
asked.
Yeah, let's try it again. Let's see if they're in the good
And
mood.
they might be. Yeah.
So,
Maybe
yeah,
we can
it-
get the Bears to advertise that we're giving away a Taylor trip to Sao Paulo.
Yeah.
Tie it all together.
A 30-second spot is generally worth $1 million during Sunday Night
Here
Football
on the
game.
morning... Oh.
It's worth $1 million here on the morning
Thank
mix. We
you.
won't charge you that
No.
much.
So there you go. I mean, just everywhere. It's
She
just
is everywhere.
in the movies, on the TV, all the commercials, free advertising. It's just everywhere.
And she used to date Joe Jonas 100 years ago. And then Joe got married to Sophie Turner. Now they're going through the divorce. And now Taylor has taken the side of Sophie Turner as they have become friends closer and closer. And Sophie stays at Taylor's house in New York. And now we've got word that they've been sitting around listening to this new song by this up-and-comer.
Yeah, they're like, you know what, Joe, I didn't really like your music anyway.
Yeah,
I've been
butt
waiting
crack.
for this release from your little brother.
And so that's what happened. Yesterday, we played a little game around 9:10. We said, can you guess who this is? And boy, if you didn't know right off the bat, you said, bang, got it. Franklin Jonas. And here coming out of Nikki's Soundcheck, let's enjoy one more spin. It's Cherub by Franklin Jonas outside the Mix New Music Club, happening on the Morning Mix Music Club.
The Morning Mix Flash Briefing with Violetta.
You know what's really popular? Crocs. And Croc Day is coming up on October 23rd. There's a limited edition Croc that is being released on that exact day. It's the Cowboy Croc.
Yeah!
Yes, it is a boot feature. What? It's going to be limited edition. Signature Croc skin texture, metallic disco desert embroidery, and it even has a spinning spur on the back. To me, this screams Post Malone.
Yeah,
this
100%.
is a perfect combination of weird shoe that Post Malone would enjoy.
They're not awful.
They're not cheap either.
Really?
$120 for that Croc.
Oh, yeah.
I'd
But
like
it's
to
a
remind
boot.
you that you
It's
can
a
get a
boot.
pair of Jordan 1s for $100.
At first glance, they just look like cowboy boots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't look like Crocs.
Yeah, but
they
then
say-
the bottom part is like a Croc.
Yeah,
And they
I guess
say
I can give it a
Crocs
hard
on
look.
What a crock.
Who's reading the disco wording or whatever it said?
All right.
Yeah.
Metallic disco,
Metallic
desert
disco.
embroidery. Next up, there's a new trend where the youths in America are asking people, how the heck did you find any information out before the internet? Like, seriously, how did it happen? We have a clip of Sherry Shepard schooling Gen Z on how it happened.
Encyclopedia Britannica was our internet. It was like 20 books from A to Z. And we did not get them all at once because it was too much money. So you had to pay per letter. So I never did any book reports that started with a T because we never had those yet. We had things called phone books. It was called the Yellow Pages. You can find anybody, I don't care. You can find Elvis Presley and Tupac. Before the internet, you would also do things like ask people. Do you know who Siri and Alexa were? My Auntie Gloria. That's who. Get on that phone and call Auntie and ask Auntie, because in between smoking a cigarette, she knew everything.
Oh, wow, that was great.
Right?
Why doesn't she have a special?
I want to hear her with the rest of it.
Yeah, come
She
on.
has a
Her whole
show.
But like a stand-up show?
No, like a talk show.
Oh.
That's where this
Put her,
clip
give
came
her an
from.
hour on Netflix. That's great.
She used to be on The View, right?
Yeah,
Is she
yeah.
famous for anything else?
She was in Friends. There's an episode where Joey gets a job at the museum as a tour guide, and he does it as an actor. And then they like get the whole group at lunchtime to start revealing stuff about herself, and she just stands up and goes, "These aren't real," and squeezes her boobs.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's funny.
Go donate to breast
Yeah,
cancer
all comes
awareness.
Yeah, there you go. Squeeze a boob.
All comes back to the boobs.
Totally does. And finally, Michael Owens. He is a guy that always likes to have fun during Halloween. He decorates his lawn very interestingly, and he's just a random guy in Indiana, but he's getting a lot of attention across the country now because his decorations are very topical. They are Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce themed. So they are huge 12-foot skeletons that are dressed like a bunch of the Taylor Swift eras dresses, and then the Travis Kelce one has a mustache.
The
and-
mustache.
yeah, and
Yeah.
the jersey, and he's just getting all the headlines today. And he's in Zionsville, Indiana, which is about 2 hours and 30 minutes away. I looked it up on the old MapQuest, so you can check that out.
The old
Yeah.
map quest.
I saw these pictures, but I had no idea it was close to us.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not bad at
Not
all.
bad. It's right outside Indianapolis.
If you hit the pedal, you could really get there in 1.989 hours. Thank you.
1989.
My God.
All right.
Yeah, that's your flash briefing.
All right, thank you for joining us for the Morning Mix podcast. Make sure you rate, review, like, and follow this podcast. You can also follow us on social at 1019 Mix Chicago. And we will see you tomorrow on the Morning Mix.